These are my case files, a gallery of challenges for the mind. My clues aren't found on the streets. They're right there on the page in black and white. The grids are my fingerprints, and the answers interlock across and down as intricately as a strand of DNA. If you're up to the challenge, you can put your powers of logic and reason to the test right along with me. My job is finding solutions. I'm the puzzle detective.
Well, here we are at the puzzle board, but as you can see, it's not a puzzle. We're doing something a little bit different this time, but rest assured, somewhere in this video, there is, in fact, a puzzle. And that's all I'm going to say at this particular point. Today, we're going to ask the question, what are the odds? Have you ever tried to play the lottery? In particular, have you ever tried to play the Monster Ball Lottery? You know, the one I'm talking about, the one where you can win millions and millions of dollars, perhaps even $1 billion if the jackpot grows to that particular size. Well, the odds are astronomical. And in the Monster Ball Lottery that I'm talking about, you have to do two things. First of all, you have to pick 5 balls right out of 70, okay? And then that's not enough. That won't get you to the jackpot. In addition to that, you also have to hit 1 out of 25. We've got 2 different sets of ping pong balls, and they're all blowing around and bouncing around. There's 70 in the first box, there's 25 in the second box. And you have to get the combination of getting 5 right out of 70, and then you also have to get 1 right out of 25. What are the odds? Well, if you've ever filled out one of the forms where you have to pick your numbers, sometimes you can do the auto pick, but if you decide to pick your own numbers, you get one of these little cards and you fill it out. Or if you've ever been on the website where you want to look up information about the lottery, they will tell you that the odds of hitting 5 out of 70 and 1 out of 25 are 1 in 302,575,350. That's a big number. There's no question about it. It's not quite, our population in the United States is slightly bigger than 302 million, but it kind of gives you an idea of the kind of numbers that we're talking about. Well, how do you arrive at that number? Yes, there is math involved, but I'm going to try to explain it to you in a way that's very easy to understand. Let's first of all keep these last 2 numbers out of there. We've got the 2 boxes of balls blowing around. One has 70 in it, one has 25. Let's start off by asking the question, what are the odds in this first box of hitting the first number right? There are 70 numbers in there. You've picked 5. You've picked 5 numbers. And there are 70 in there, so the odds would be 5 out of 70. You then have 4 numbers in your pool of numbers that you've chosen still in there, and how many balls are still remaining in that box? Well, there's 69. 4 over 69. And now how many live numbers do you still have of the numbers that you've chosen? 3. How many balls are still in that box blowing around? 68. You can see where this is going. You then have 2 live numbers out of 67, 1 number left out of 66. And now this is where the math comes in. And then rather than doing long math on the dry erase board, we're going to do it using a calculator. First of all, we can take these top numbers. We go 5 times 4 is 20, times 3 is 60, times 2 is 120. That's pretty easy math. You can put 120 on the top. The bottom number, not quite so much, but let's give that a try here using the calculator. We've got 70 times 69 times 68 times 67 times 66. Okay, and that is a really big number. It's 1,452,361,680. Now, if we divide that by 120, that's going to give us a much easier number to work with. Let's get rid of that. That number is 12,103,014. The odds of getting 5 out of 5 right in that first box of numbers is 1 in 12,103,014. But that doesn't get you to the jackpot, does it? No, because you also still have to get 1 out of 25 in that second box. But if you take this number and multiply it by 25, 1 out of 25, it will give you miraculously 302,575,350, which is the number that they tell you are your odds of winning the big jackpot, the Monster Ball jackpot. Okay, so you don't win the Monster Millions, but there is a really nice secondary prize of $1 million. And in order to do that, you simply have to get the 5 out of 5 right, but you missed the Monster Ball. So you don't get the jackpot, but the secondary prize is $1 million, and that's certainly nothing to sneeze at. Well, it would seem like the math for that would be very straightforward, right? I mean, we've already said that the odds of getting 5 out of the 70 right are 1 in 12,103,014. But if you look at the lottery information, they've got another number. Let's write it down. 12,607,306. Now, how can that be? Well, there is still more math involved, because not only do you have to get the 5 out of 5 right, but then you have to miss the jackpot ball, the monster ball, so to speak. Well, there's odds for that too, and that also has to work into the equation. Otherwise, you'd be winning both of the prizes. Let's get rid of this. If you have one number that would be right to get you to the jackpot, how many wrong numbers in that secondary box of 25 balls are there? Well, you've got 24 possible wrong numbers out of 25. So now we have to go back and do the math one more time. If we take that top number, back to the handy calculator here, 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 times 24 gives us 2,880. Now we have to multiply these bottom numbers one more time. Back to the handy calculator, 70 times 69 times 68 times 67 times 66 times 25. Get ready for this number. 36,309,042,000. It's such a big number, it even caused my voice to break there for just a second. And if you take this astronomical number and divide it by that 2880, you'll see that that gives you 12,607,306.25. And of course, they round that off for you there. And that is that number right there. The odds of winning the secondary $1 million prize in the Monster Millions lottery drawing. Well, I hope that that explains a little bit. There are also other formulas involved, and if you ever try to win, you get 3 right out of the 70 and you miss the Monster Ball, or 3 right out of the 70 and you hit the Monster Ball. There's all sorts of different prizes, and that math will make anybody's brain hurt. So we won't go into that on this particular video, but I hope that this explains a little bit what goes on in trying to win the lotteries, in case you've ever asked yourself that question. What are the odds? Don't forget that somewhere in this episode of The Puzzle Detective there is a mystery puzzle hiding. And for the first person that can figure it out and drop me a note in the comments, you'll win a very nice prize and also have your name mentioned in an upcoming Puzzle Detective video.